you have really remarkable career, and you have worked with one of the leaders of the industry, Charles from Cardano.
I was lucky to be on the team that was building the first wallet for Cardano Yoroi, building the first academy on Cardano about the different learning materials.
What makes DWF different in the market making side?
We give access to all our ecosystem resources with additional go-to-market strategy, KOL support, access to new communities around the world. This is why I like DWF. Company is very fast, very efficient. There are always new innovations.
Bitcoin or Ethereum?
Bitcoin is my better friend now, but still Ethereum.
Why is it important for the industry to have market makers?
That's a good question.
Welcome to Cryptologist. Today we have Karyna Sovich, the head of business development and partnerships of the MENA and CIS at DWF Labs. How are you, Karyna?
Good. Thanks so much for having me here. It's been a long time.
Long time. So, Karyna, we met about 3-4 years ago.
In 2022?
In 2022, during an event, Binance Paris, something like that. 5 years.
Binance Blockchain Week in Paris.
And then I remember you were also the host of the event.
Yeah.
But before talking about crypto, DWF, Binance, Cardano, let's talk about Karyna, all the way before crypto. What you used to do before you joined this crypto space?
Well, I did lots of things.
Okay.
A lot of things, different lives, I think, every couple of years. The nearest journey before joining crypto, I would say so was in banking, then international sales and marketing, then in jewelry industry.
Wow.
And how I got into crypto is very interesting story, but because actually one of my bank accounts got blocked while I was traveling, and I met crypto people exactly in that moment of time that they were explaining me crypto and showing CoinMarketCap, and that's how I got into this, how everyone says, rabbit hole.
Okay. And how long ago was that?
I think it was 2017.
Okay.
And in 2018, I already got my first crypto job.
So you are an OG already. Well, you've been to...
What is OG?
OG is somebody who has survived 2 cycles.
We can say that.
Yes.
We can say that.
Survived 2 cycles, so nearly 8 years now. 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24,
7, I was...
8, 9, nearly 10 years in crypto.
7, 8?
That's insane. But in crypto, 1 year I feel like 10 years.
I know. But also add to it working for a crypto company.
And we're going to get there. But before talking about DWF Lab, you have really remarkable career.
Thank you.
In the crypto industry. And you have worked with one of the leaders of the industry. You work with Charles from Cardano and Cici.
Not directly.
Not directly, but part of the company. So how was your experience in Cardano and then in Binance?
It's different.
Okay.
But in general, it's still the same focus because you focus on the community. I think in any company in crypto industry, you focus on the community because this is the centerpiece and this is the movement that what brings us to the next 100 mil, 200 mil of users. In Cardano, it was more R&D focused because I've been working with different teams and basically translating the technicality of our new products into a more simple language for the community. So I was lucky to be on the team that was building the first wallet for Cardano Yoroi.
Oh my gosh, okay.
And we were also doing different marketing, PR activities, building the first academy on Cardano about the learning, different learning materials and programming languages. And on Binance is just different scale. It's just different life. I think anyone who's looking to start their crypto career, I would highly recommend to start the career with a company like Binance.
Wow. And
just really stay there and learn and grind. You invest a lot, but you also get a lot if you give you 100%.
I think so, Binance is one of those companies like a bootcamp on steroids. Like you learn really fast.
Yeah, it's like Navy SEALs program in crypto.
And then you were working, how long you were in Binance for?
4.5 years.
4.5 years. Wow, that's a long time. And obviously you had different roles there. What did you take from, let's say, from Binance And then when you joined DWF, all the experience you took with you, right? In a nice way. What is the top 3 skills that you learn?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
First is to be flexible and continue learning.
Okay.
Because in the industry like crypto, you never can stop and things change like this overnight. You know this firsthand.
Yes, yes.
The second is to take ownership and be proactive, because we all work remotely and you have to be your own boss and you have to be your own internal coach.
Yeah.
Because you can slack back for a day, but in crypto, when you slack back for a day, it equals a month of a progress lost.
Yeah.
The third one, let me think, is probably, it also comes down to be disciplined and organized. Yeah, and very honest with yourself.
Okay, so be flexible, be ready to adapt. Also, you have to be self-worth. Let's say you have to manage your time very well, very disciplined. Yeah, and then you took all of that, let's say all this skill 4.5 years, and then you joined DWF Labs. That's why we're here, to talk about DWF Labs. Actually, it's the first time I have somebody in the show that comes from a market making background as well. So let's talk about first about DWF as the company, and then we talk about DWF Labs, so people understand what is it.
So DWF, they started in 2018 as HFT traders.
Okay.
And they were trading their own money. This is prop trading firm. And in 2022, we expanded into DWF Labs and Ventures. So we are Web3 investor and market maker. But beyond that, we also provide strategic, tailored support to our portfolio companies. And we have a whole department of the ecosystems. This is basically the ecosystem support where we give different verticals of expertise, advisory, and resources to our portfolio companies to help them succeed.
And so for some people that haven't get to know Karyna very well, obviously they can go and check you on LinkedIn. But you, before in Binance, you were head of events, and then you were part of the partnership, right? And then now you move and you have more a BD and partnership role, the head DWF Lab. Now let's jump into DWF Lab. What is everybody asks for key investment criteria, right? So where the projects come to you and say, hey, I have this project, I have this blur, can you invest in me? What is the investment criteria that you normally consider when having an early stage blockchain or crypto project in this region, because you're managing MENA and CIS? What is that criteria that you're always looking for?
I think it's not really tied to the region. It's rather our overall criteria. What is the team? What is the founding team? What's their background? What were their previous projects and how they failed or succeeded? And if they failed, how we failed and what lessons founders took from them. And in terms of the current project, how realistic is the product? Is there a product market fit? Is this really a solution oriented, or is this solution with the lookout of a problem to solve? As well as what's the roadmap, the community size, or the strategy of the go-to-market plan, the community growth, and of course, the token and its utility. Sometimes projects, they don't need tokens. Sometimes those tokens don't really need to be retail focused, or there is enough stablecoin in their ecosystem to run the operations.
Wow. Okay. And now obviously this market cycle has been a bit different than the previous market cycles. How the current market cycle is shaping investment strategy in the Middle East and CIS, and what factors are the most influential when you have the decision making?
I think it all comes down to this base
that you mentioned.
Yeah. Yes. And the good things about Middle East is that they're very innovation driven. So we also moved our headquarters to Abu Dhabi.
Okay.
So DWF Labs headquarters are now in Abu Dhabi, and we have office in Dubai, among other offices around the world, but we're also expanding our office here. we really want to capture the friendliness of the region to the new technology. And you know how they say, you also live in Dubai here, that when you want to meet someone from Web3, you come to Dubai. They're either here or they're coming here. Yes. So very friendly region that attracts the talent and new startups to establish their entities. And we would like to be here to be present and active to support the players in the ecosystem. And if you talk about CIS, developing region with a very tech-savvy, young, hungry people that willing to take more risk and willing to invest and build more things in Web3 field. So, and it's very big. It's overlooked, but it's very big. It's even bigger than the Western market.
Wow. Well, both of the market, MENA and CIS, or just CIS?
CIS. I'm talking about CIS.
It's a lot of people as well.
Yeah.
And very smart people as well.
Very smart.
And talking about smart people, I've seen you very actively since you joined DWF Labs. You know, I've seen you in events. Obviously, I have people from project that say how good you are doing with them, you know. And then you at DWF Labs emphasize and support system on the portfolio company that you have. Beyond capital investment, because one thing that when people ask me, hey, what is DWF, you know, what is I get benefit from it, I say, well, you get also the recognition of a brand that is trustworthy. So beyond capital or investment, what specific resources and strategy guidance do you provide to help to scale these new projects?
Right. So on the venture side, we invest in projects seed, pre-seed. We also do liquid investments. On the trading side, we help with the market making across major exchanges. We also help with the intro to exchanges for additional listings. We help with OTC. We do treasury management for the projects. And on the ecosystem side, we help companies with the tailored support through cross-collaboration with our portfolio companies. Right now, we have around 800 or even more companies in our portfolio. We have in-house KOL agency with more than 2,000 KOLs that you can access, and through them you can access new communities with other languages and to have more coverage and showcase your product to additional region, which is very important. And as well, we have strategic partnerships to help with the legal advisory, compliance, PR, media, help with tokenomics, go-to-market plan. Basically, our motto is there's nothing we cannot help with.
Okay, I like that. Wow. So they say that is, let's say it's smart money. Because people get investment from different parts, but then when you get somebody like DWF Labs, it's like a smart money because you help in different angles, let's say like this.
We leverage our expertise and our hands-on experience from the market and also from our portfolio companies, the real use cases that we went through with them, and we help our newly onboarded partners with that. I think it's pretty common situation in the industry, because even if you compare VCs in traditional space and in crypto space, companies expect so much more from VCs in crypto space, not just to invest, but also help with other like marketing, go-to-market, tokenomics, something else, introductions to exchanges, listings, etc. And same expectation from us as a VC and market maker. We go way beyond that.
Way beyond that. And going way beyond, I want to know more about DWF Labs internally. How you describe DWF Labs organizational culture and core principles, now that you're mentioning going way beyond, and how do they influence your approach to partnerships and investments?
So our company motto, work hard and be nice.
Okay.
And
like you.
And I like it because it's very similar to Binance. You know, I remember back to Binance all the time during town halls, CZ and E and leadership, they were telling guys, be humble, heads down, keep building. And same here in DWF. Be nice, be polite, be professional. And same we expect from our partners. We expect to also go long term. All our partnerships, at least 1 year, 2 years. And our whole business model is built on long-term partnership without immediate benefit or revenue for us as the organization. But going back to the culture inside the company, work hard, be nice, very efficient company, straightforward with the processes internally. We value our time and we don't do thousands of meetings, reports, documents. We focus on the output.
More effective.
Yeah.
And you mentioned something that Cici and E say in the town hall in Binance is like be humble. And something that I find in this industry, and then you also say like think long term, this industry is very small, right? Crypto, Web3 is very small.
Still
and
very
then
small.
You don't know the person that probably just getting started, because that person just started and doesn't have connection. In 1 or 2 years, it can create a breakthrough in the industry. And I have seen in other cases, some people that's at the top of their career, so the project is really good. Maybe in 6 months, it's gone. So that's why you have to be very careful in the industry. One, be nice, like you say, but also the reputation is very important, right? Because you never know in the future who is going to call you for a new project, etc. So be nice, be humble, but also trustworthy. Now let's talk about being trustworthy, because you are a leading market maker, right? And how does DWF Labs market making model? DWF market making model differentiate itself from others in the industry, and what advantage does it offer to projects that you support? So long story short, what makes DWF different in the market making side?
Right. So our business model as a market maker is the call option. So we work with the call option model. We loan part of the tokens from the project. From our side, we provide USDT. This is basically a white glove service.
Call option?
Call option.
That's a new word for me.
So it's basically a loan of the tokens that we use for market making, for liquidity provision. And at the end of our agreement, we have the right to purchase part or all of those tokens through the call option with the predefined strike prices.
Okay.
We work with the European call options, so we have the right to purchase those tokens only at the end of the agreement. This ensures that we're also interested and motivated to work with the project long term because we succeed together with them at the end of our partnership. From our side, we also do investments, financial investments. We provide USDT capital to provide liquidity. We pay trading commissions. We use our account. We manage all those accounts. So basically, projects do not need to worry about anything else. They just loan the tokens to us, and we give this white glove service on the market making liquidity provision across the markets. And on top of that, we give access to all our ecosystem resources that I just mentioned previously. We help them with intro to exchanges for additional listings if they're interested, with a cross collaboration with our portfolio companies, with additional go-to-market strategy, KOL support, access to new communities around the world.
And this is probably a question that most of the people ask me, especially if they're new into crypto or they're going to launch their project or they see in the news. Why is it important for the industry to have market makers?
That's a good question. And there are lots of misconceptions about market making as well. But market making is basically liquidity provision to make markets healthy and efficient. So there are always liquidity on both sides of the order book for anyone who wants to come buy and sell. There is a liquidity at that specific fair price range, so they can easily buy and sell at the tight spread. This makes markets healthy and efficient, and it should theoretically motivate people and give them more confidence to trade the token. Of course, for big tokens like Bitcoin, there is no need for the market making because it's too big. There's still enough people that want to buy and sell the token, but Bitcoin is still included into market making programs on all of the exchanges. But even without those programs, it still will be quite liquid because everyone wants to buy and sell. However, all top 100 projects on CoinMarketCap didn't get listed without support of the market making.
That's a good quote. All top 100 projects in the coin market cap, they wouldn't get listed. They didn't have a market maker.
They did not get listed.
They wouldn't. Ah, they didn't.
They didn't.
Ah,
they did
okay.
not. They did not. It's not that they wouldn't. They did not get listed.
Ah, okay.
They like when you're planning your listing TG strategy, you start discussions with the market makers. You onboard a market maker to ensure that they open your markets. They ensure the market is efficient, liquid, the spread is tight.
Wow. Okay. And what? Okay, this is a question that has to be with the one that I just asked you. What role do market making services play in enhancing liquidity and price stability for Web3 tokens? So, enhancing liquidity and price stability. And how does DWF approach align with this to help the crypto market to get broader? Basically, what you just mentioned, but what is the role of enhancing liquidity and price stability in Web3 projects?
Because you always need to have efficient and healthy markets, right?
Yeah.
And so many projects that are not at the size of Bitcoin that they can be run on their own. And for example, one example, if 100 people want to buy a token at $1, another 100 people want to buy a token at $1.10, they're not going to ever match in the order book.
That's true.
So the liquidity will be very fragmented.
Okay.
And if you also remove market makers and arbitrage traders from the exchanges, there will be price discrepancy between different exchanges as well. In this case, market will start regulating itself. But the question is, how is it going to get regulated, and when that middle size or small token will be attractive for trading, for buying and selling again? And markets, they have to be healthy and efficient 24/7, because crypto is 24/7.
Yeah. So in a nutshell, if we didn't have market makers, there would be like it would be like a no chart, let's say like that. People wouldn't see the volatility of the chart, and they wouldn't be like keen to buy or sell.
It will be just holes in the market still would regulate itself. The question is how it's going to regulate and to make this efficient, and you still would see holes in the market in terms of the not able to buy or sell at a certain price range, which should be within the fair price.
Okay.
Or the spread is not going to be too tight, and it also gives less efficiency and less confidence for the traders.
Okay, that's good understanding of market making. For people that haven't learned about it, this is a masterclass here. Now, we have a very competitive environment in crypto, right? How does DWF Labs distinguish itself from other major Web3 investment firms and market makers in the Middle East and CIS region? I remember you mentioned you are not like a VC, you are more than that. How do you differentiate, especially in this market that is very competitive?
We want to be and position ourselves as a Web3 innovator.
Okay.
And basically be more than VC title doesn't define us. Market maker title doesn't define us. We're more of 360 ecosystem DWF Labs support that helps projects across different scales and different stages of their journey.
Okay. How do you see the crypto industry evolving here in the region and CIS over the next 5 years? And how is DWF Labs positioning itself to adapt to these changes?
You have to be fast, like water in this space. And this is why I like DWF. Company is very fast, very efficient, and our leadership is very visionary. There are always new innovations, business units, partnerships, and products that we are building that you will see soon, or maybe you saw on Twitter, and we can discuss it next time. Is just to be one step ahead.
Okay.
And you don't need to be 2 steps ahead, but just to be one step ahead and to be quick and reactive enough to adapt to that change. Again, Middle East is a very friendly region for crypto and for fintech and for the innovation. We are here and we are present to help the players. They're either here or they're moving into the region to support with our expertise and our services. on the CIS, lots of opportunity as well, because developing countries, they're in bigger need for an alternative financial system, and there are lots of people that are tech savvy and that are willing to take more risk.
And I have seen, obviously, the previous cycle was totally different. The previous cycle was more retail orientated. This cycle seems more institutional money coming into the space. Are you observing a shift toward greater institutional participation in the crypto space within also this area? Because we've seen in America in the West, but what about this area and CIS? And what factors are driving this trend to bring more institutional liquidity into the space?
I think, yes, that we see, especially with tokenization and stable coins.
Okay.
Tokenization really helps to redefine the financial assets management. And we are building different initiatives on that front as well with some of the partners here in the region. But on the institutional side, it's more of it's a bigger ship that is moving slower because they need bigger resources. They need bigger and better and more efficient products that takes time to build. But when that ship comes, you will see the wave.
Okay. And talking about waves, the trends have been changed the last 6 months, the last year. How you perceive, let's say, in your opinion, and DWF, what are you focusing on right now? Is AI, real-world assets, DeFi solution? What are you seeing and what are you keen into put more efforts into new projects that have this kind of, either AI or real-world assets?
So we have a couple of the funds. We have a $20 million fund to support meme coin projects, and also another fund for another $20 million to support AI projects.
Okay.
We also look into consumer products, infrastructure, AI again, RWA, DeFi is imminent and part of our industry. But again, it comes down to basics, the team, the product market fit, the clear roadmap, and to see where that product is in the need of the community as well as the token. But we see lots of potential in all those verticals, and we want to support the strongest of them.
Okay, I'm going to do like a closing of the show, but then I ask you another question so they know it's an extra question, then we can edit it. Okay? Okay. 3, 2, 1. Thank you, Karyna, for coming to the show. It's been very, very nice to learn about your experience, all these companies that have worked, but especially at DWF Labs, and to teach you how the market making industry works. And I hope to see you in the next episode, maybe part 2.
Thanks so much for having me.
And thank you to all the crypto youth. I'll see you in the next episode. Right now, I will ask you some questions about, because you mentioned those 20 million memes and all of that. Let's talk about that in a good way. Right?
Okay.
And then you can tell the team if they want to add it or remove. Okay, so you mentioned that DWF Labs have a pot, let's say like this, of $20 million to support meme tokens. Obviously, meme tokens have driven the ecosystem for the last year, especially Solana meme tokens. But then we've seen that the top ones position itself very well, like Pepe, Bonk, Punk, and all of this, no financial advice, you don't research, but just based on the charts and the community, and also breadth and base. So they have big communities. But how you consider it to invest in a meme token, especially there are like millions of them, not you, but DWF Labs putting the liquidity in a new meme token. What steps do you follow? Especially there are 1 million of tokens created every day. It's
very customized approach, and there is not a particular formula that we follow. It's case-on-case scenario. Usually we review each project individually, and we have the committee inside of the company to review. But I would say on the large scale of things, it's always risky, right? But one of the reasons why we would like to support meme coins, and we established that fund last year, there is a whole journey of user acquisition, right? Yes. In the crypto space. So if to put it a simple way, meme coins is the first step of user acquisition.
It's true.
And for user retention, you need to have those utility products that we also invest in. AI to automate your trading experience, your DeFi experience with different protocols, DeFi protocols, infrastructure. So all those lengthy utility products that you need to learn and you need to really get involved. This is the user retention. But quick user acquisition, meme coins.
Meme coins. Well, it makes sense. I have most of my family and friends join crypto space now with Bitcoin or with meme coins.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And what was the second one? It was meme, and the other pot, they said there were 20
AI
yeah,
fund.
okay, 22 one. And also I have seen most of the narratives going through AI. You know, I especially have hired 2 people in my team just to focus on AI. So what parameter do you follow when you want to, or DWF Labs want to consider to invest in an AI project?
Again, comes down to basics about the team, the product, the community, the roadmap, clear strategy and go-to-market plan. This is more on the technical side. Again, we have a different team that evaluates and goes deep into the technology and the side of the AI products because they're very complicated. You really need to understand AI and to see what works and what's not. We are still very early at the AI stage of the products and the projects that are being built in the space, but it is very promising and it will be redefining the space and will help people to also ease their crypto journey. So we acquire those users through meme coins and they want to stay, and we retain them through DeFi protocols. And those DeFi protocols, like, it is difficult to understand restaking, liquid restaking, fragmented, like those liquidity pools, etc. And one of my personal hopes that those AI tools will help, myself included, to make this crypto journey easy, automated, and more pleasant.
I'm looking forward to that as well. And what about the combination of memes and AI? I've seen a lot of people doing AI agents with memes. How you see it? Have you come across with any of these projects that combine both?
Yeah, I think we discuss different opportunities to work together with some of those projects. Maybe some of them are also in our portfolio. Learning as well, and just seeing how it's going to get involved in the ecosystem, because you never know.
There you go. I like it. Thank you so much, Karyna, for coming to the show, and I'll see you in the next one.
See you.